Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 6-Man Blitz. I'm Jay Clinch. The New York Liberty almost got terminated, their whole franchise, because they had chartered private planes. Think about that. You're about to punish a team. Let's just get rid of them completely. What kind of punishment is terminating a whole entire team for breaking a simple rule?
What did they do to make them that mad looking at? But what's up, everybody? Hey, there's a new movie coming out, 2023, 2024, one of those years. And guess who's going to be in it? Jack Harlow is going to be in White Man Can't Jump. And it's just like, Jack Harlow can't even hoop.
No.
Woody Harrelson could hoop, actually. Jack Harlow can't even dunk. He can barely sink a three. But he did play good in the All-Star game. But it's just mind-blowing that they're rebooting another movie that shouldn't be touched. I don't understand it.
That's how it always is, though. You see the money, trying to chase the money and everything. I think Jack Harlow, I think that's a good role, though. To have someone like him.
Definitely, but he can't hoop. That's the only thing, and I can't take him serious.
No, yeah, I can't take him serious. That's the thing. I can't take him serious in the new role. But welcome everybody to 6-Man Blitz. We got a great show for you guys today. We're talking about what to make of Joel Embiid and James Harden, the duo, off to a great start for the first three games. We'll get into the Lakers or the Los Angeles Fakers. Are they going to even make the playoffs? Get into our midseason awards, get MVP, Coach of the Year. Gives a ranking up on the Couch Potato of the Year. Haven't talked about that the whole year. Give our updates on that, and then go into Kyler Murray. What to make of his Instagram post that nobody read? I mean, that was a whole page, and nobody read that thing. We kind of just looked around. It's like, all right, who's gonna sum it up for us? Yeah, we got people to sum it up for us, but we're gonna talk about those four. But make sure to follow us on social media: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at 6-Man Blitz. Posting a lot more TikToks and everything and YouTube Shorts, so definitely go check out those videos. Make sure to download these episodes, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, hit those plus buttons next to the episodes, give us 5-star ratings, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Help the boys out, be a friend and help out a friend. And I think that's all we got. You got anything else before we wrap it up?
Hey, man, I really like your hoodie, man. Just the color, podcaster, anybody that's an up-and-coming podcaster, even if you have no love on your podcast, it's a sweater. Check it out.
It is a sweater, man. It cost me $11. So
$11, that's a steal.
That's a steal, man. Went home. It's like, what can I do with this hoodie? And then I just made it. So it is what it is. But, hey, let's get into it.
Touchdown Bears! No way! Fires. The Bulls lead 87-86.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
All right, the boys are back. Let's get started with the 76ers. Looks like they got a new big duo in town, Joel Embiid and James Harden, also known as the Bonus Brothers, just because they shoot so many free throws. They foul everybody out. It's kind of like a match made in heaven just because they kind of play just like each other.
Hey, this is like the perfect for Harden to play with somebody and Embiid, they combat each other so perfectly. But you said duo. It might be a trio.
Yes.
Maxi's been averaging 20 points a game since Harden has came in. And it really doesn't matter how bad this Philly bench is because they really have no bench.
Yeah.
But you can look past that by Doc Rivers always having one of the four players on the court. Tobias, Maxey, Embiid, all of them. So I think this – so far, even though they beat the Knicks twice and the Timberwolves, this team looks legit to me so far.
No, yeah, the Sixers' new big three averaging 84.7 points per game in the first three games. Embiid averaging 33.10 per game, 17 free throws per game, which I think is insane amount. Harden is averaging 27, 9, and 12. And Max is averaging 25 points per game. If you had to rank these big three in the NBA, the Sixers already have to be top three.
They're top three. I mean, if you're looking at it as like, wait, think about it though. Maxey this is his second year, so it's really like it's crazy that this big three is already at the level it is, and it's only been 3 games.
Right.
But I mean, would you put him ahead of the Bucks?
That's the thing, though. Are you putting them in front of the Warriors with healthy Clay, Steph, and Draymond? Are you putting them ahead of the Suns with healthy Chris Paul?
I'm putting them ahead of the Suns.
Even though what they did last year, though?
I'm not
Look,
putting
that's
them
what you're doing. But that's what you're doing with the Bucks, too, because the Bucks, that big three isn't doing what they did last year, though. But you're putting them ahead because they won a championship.
Yeah. So think about it. Like the Suns are a better team-wise than the Sixers, but like how their team makeup is and their chemistry and all that. But I'm taking Harden and Embiid. Like Embiid is better than Aiden.
Embiid is better than Aiden. Right.
Harden, how he's looking right now, is he better than Booker?
Yes.
Yes. And then Maxey, he's better than Bridges or who's the other person? Johnson? Oh, Chris Paul. Chris Paul, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Chris Paul easily destroying Maxey.
They're that deep, though. They're that deep, no.
Right.
But no, I think.
But like the Bucks, we can compare them to the Bucks.
Middleton and Holiday?
But Holiday is a good defender, though.
Yes.
If 7-game series, Bucks, Sixers. That's the Eastern Conference Finals I want to see. Bucks, Sixers.
The Bucks, Sixers over the Sixers Nets.
Well, the Nets are at 8 seed right now. I don't think they can play all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to worry about themselves first. I know, but when we're recording it, Kevin Durant's coming back tonight. Ben Simmons not going to come back until after the Philly game now, and there's a bunch of. It looks like the Sixers won this trade.
It looks like it.
And when the trade happened, we were all like, "Oh man, Sixers won." But now it's like, we all like the Nets won. Now it's like, what did the Nets even get from that trade? Just Seth Curry for James Harden?
And Joe Harris is out for the season too right now too.
Right.
Which is a big blow to this Brooklyn team. I mean, they look good in the first couple of games, but with Kyrie, you still don't know about him. Ben Simmons, he just had some apparent back soreness. So he's probably weeks away, not even a week away.
Right, and this back soreness from what?
I don't understand back soreness.
What has he been doing though to get back soreness? Ben Simmons,
I know the bench has just been fucking him up.
That's when I saw the back soreness. I'm like, something's got to be up, bro. He's ducking the Sixers when they play because there's no way
gonna be gone after that game.
It's gonna be gone. There's no way I would miss that game. And backstory, I'm like, bro, you haven't been doing nothing this whole year.
Yeah, he should be very healthy.
That was very healthy, very healthy.
Now, if you look at it though, like with the positionings and the standings, imagine if the Sixers and the Nets play in the first round.
That's what I was thinking. And Ben
that could
Simmons,
be the most exciting first round matchup ever.
That'd be very exciting. But like Ben Simmons, like I think they're trying to keep him away from Philly because if he played in Philly, I think he'd be like a mental midget. And that would not be good if they had to play Sixers first round. Yeah,
it would be like Atlanta, him passing it out of that layup. That would be the whole game kind of shit.
Who would guard Embiid for the Nets?
Probably Simmons.
I don't know, man. But if Simmons doesn't play, though, like who's going to guard him?
Andre Drummond? And we know what happens when Andre Drummond and Embiid go against each other.
And it's Deandre Jordan. He gets a lucky 22 rebound game, and his stats go crazy, and then the rest of the time gets like 7, 8, 6. All these casual rebounds.
He's a rebounding machine though. Like
he is, but he gets these random 20+ rebounding games, and then everyone's like, this dude's so good at rebounding just because his numbers go up like crazy. But for this duo, for Harden and Embiid, where do you think they rank in the NBA? Just the duo.
Right now? That's hard. I think they're the best duo in the East.
Are they better?
Right now.
Okay. Are they better than a healthy Kyrie KD?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know if I can put it right now.
I think because how well they gel with each other already in the first 3 games. And maybe it's just recency bias because when's the last time we've seen Kyrie and KD play together? But shit. I mean, I've seen Kyrie drop like 40 by himself and KD drop 40 by himself. But I just think Harden and Embiid go together so well. So I'm going to give them the best duo in the East right now.
I don't think they're better than LeBron and Anthony Davis, though.
That's why I said the East.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
a 37-year-old LeBron too, crazy.
Yeah, but I think those two are still the best duo in the league. And I think Kyrie and KD follow suit because James Harden and Embiid only played 3 games. It's been a good 3 games, but I do think I would still give the nod to Kyrie and Kevin Durant because we know what they're capable of. We know they won championships, they won playoff games. Harden and Embiid haven't really done that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like the Hawks. I mean, the Sixers losing to Trae Young in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Now, I am interested to see like what the duos and how they match up. Like Harden, his playoff struggles, Embiid, him looking good in the playoffs and having some bad playoffs. I'm interested to see what happens to them when they go through adversity in the playoffs.
Right, and like a team like the Heat with like great defense and everything, how are they gonna stack up? Like Bam Adebayo plays good. Jimmy Butler, he's been struggling these last few games, but like if he finds it out, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Victor Oladipo too coming back.
Kyle Lowry. They got some veterans over there. And like the Bulls even. The Bulls, they don't have a good record against winning records, but I mean winning teams, but you got DeMar, Levine. So maybe Patrick Williams comes back.
They're gonna get healthier, too.
Yeah, they're gonna get healthier. So the East, it's crazy, man. There's a lot of teams that can come out the East.
That's why, about the East, that's why I think Embiid deserves to be the MVP, because you look at Ja Morant having a great season with the Grizzlies, but the West, a lot of teams are banged up, and there's really not that much deep as the East is. Whereas Embiid, being the only star on his team with Ben Simmons out before Harden, he brought his team to the 3rd seed. It's very impressive in a tough East.
No, yeah,
so you can say the same for DeMar, having some guys out, the Bulls being the 2nd seed, But I think Embiid's going to get it.
You just want to get into midseason awards right now?
Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it, man. We'll come back to the Lakers talk then. Who you got MVP? You got Joel Embiid, obviously. You kind of just stated it real quick.
Yeah, I got Embiid. Embiid.
Excuse me?
I'm like, Embiid. I was trying to say the MVP. You're looking at it. And then this Coach of the Year, I got Eric Spoelstra. We both hinted at that he was going to be the Coach of the Year. Yeah. Before we even seen what the Heat did this year, but they've been really impressive. One of the best defensive teams in the NBA all this year, and I think, maybe they can get some wins in the playoffs. But
let's go back to MVP, and then let's go to award to award. MVP, I think it's a 2-man race, honestly, but it's wide open.
Very wide open.
Like Ja Morant is coming out strong late in the year. Luka could honestly win the scoring title, so that can push him into the conversation. But I think it's a 2-man race in Embiid and Jokic. But after this All-Star break, Embiid has kind of been pushing himself over the hump to beat Joker. And if you would have asked me a week ago, I think I would have been more confident with Joker. But right now, I think I'm more confident with Embiid.
And you're looking at it each day, Ja Morant drops 52. He should be the new MVP. Every day there's something that happens. DeMar DeRozan just hit a buzzer beater to win the game. It's just every day there's a new, the ladder gets bigger and shorter for the MVP. So it's crazy.
And Giannis, he's having one of the best seasons he's ever had. Sneaky. And no one's really talking about it. No one's talking about it. And if he had the numbers to do it, he can honestly win MVP, but he's doing it so sneakily under the table that no one's really talking about Giannis for MVP. When he be the conversation.
It's kind of we expect him to do that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why it's damn. It's he's not doing nothing.
It's like LeBron. That's why LeBron was an MVP, because we kind of expect that,
Yeah. So, he's definitely a candidate too. It's crazy. Yeah. But the thing is, his team sucks.
Exactly. But
Coach of the Year, who you got?
I got Eric Spoelstra too. Like you said earlier, the Heat, they're always a great team, always, and they're so loaded this year, I think. And he's coming, I think I honestly have the best bench. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, they just find these guys that nobody's ever heard of, right? And they just make the most out of them, and they've been banged up kind of the whole year. Getting Victor Oladipo back now. Jimmy Butler has been playing good. Bam Adebayo has been playing really good, and he should have been an All-Star. Arguably, he should have been an All-Star, but he's playing even better after the All-Star break. These first few games, it's getting kind of scary because he was bodying Vooch around the other day.
Did you see him switch and then that dude tried to shoot and he blocked it?
That's literally, I'm Eric Spoelstra. That's them switching that defense is insane like that. Kobe White driving and he throws a lob and he swats. I'm this team tough.
And the work he did on Julius Randle that one game too, it's just they can fuck around and make it to the finals again just off their defense alone. But the only thing that I'm worried about with that team is just their scoring. I don't think they have enough scoring. I don't think they can score with the Nets. I don't think like in a playoff series, like I know Butler be going crazy and stuff, but Tyler Hero and Butler are your only two really scorers like that.
And Tyler Hero, he's the 30 off the bench next game, 5 off the bench. Like he's not,
especially in the playoffs.
Right. He is one of those guys that can be a huge spark off the bench, possibly, maybe. Like he's notably like 23 off the bench, next game 5 off the bench, next game 8 off the bench, next game 17 off the bench. Like you'll see his numbers in the playoffs and you're like, bro, what are you doing? Like that's just how Tyler Hero is. But yeah, they definitely have a deep kind of bench, and I think that's great for them. Rookie of the year, kind of up in the air. A lot of people have been talking about. A lot of people have different opinions. Who's your rookie of the year?
I got Evan Mobley. I think he's been a big reason for this Cavs success. His little looking at Bam Adebayo and what he does for the defensive for the Heat for defensively. I think Evan Mobley kind of does a similar thing. And as a rookie, his presence gets a lot of blocks, gets a lot of rebounds. He deserves to be rookie of the year because it is who's the next guy.
Right. And I think there's 2 good options for rookie of the year, Evan Mobley and Josh Giddey. Evan Mobley's averaging 14.5 points per game, 8.2 rebounds. Josh Giddey's kind of right there, 12 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, 6.4 assists. The last 5 games, 16 points, 9.8 rebounds, 8.6 assists. But the thing is, Mobley's 5th in the East and Giddey's 14th in the West. I think that's a huge thing. Rookies, it doesn't really matter that much, but having that big gap like that, I think is kind of huge. I would love to have Giddey, win this thing. But Mobley is so good defensively, man. It's hard to argue against that, man. If you watch him defensively, you're like, damn. And people don't even realize how good he is defensively because there's no defensive stats.
Yeah.
So
this is presence.
Right. Everyone kind of looks at stats and everything. It's like, this dude is about to win Rookie of the Year. It's like, yeah. So he's that good, and I think
even Giddey too.
Right.
Like just him, like his ball distribution, all that stuff he provides. I think if you put him on a different team, with like a better team, his stats would be better.
And Giddey, he's shooting the ball more, way better than he was in the first half of the season. Kind of since January, he's shooting the ball way better. I think that's huge for Giddey. But there's some good other options out there. Scotty Barnes has been really climbing up the Rookie of the Year talks. Cade Cunningham kind of has 2. The offense isn't ran through Cade, which is kind of the weird thing in Detroit. Yeah. Which I don't know how that isn't ran through him, but it's the Pistons, so is what it is. And then I didn't do a 6-man, but you did. So you got Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero is an obvious answer. 20 off the bench, just his spark. You can also actually put him for most improved player as well, but 6-man of the year is something I think he's just going to steal away because I don't know who the next option is. Kelly Oubre maybe. 16 off the bench, but it's just Jordan Clarkson like that 6-man of the year is just so one-sided.
Yeah,
just one person.
That's kind of how it normally is, though. Who you got for most improved?
I'm gonna go Darius Garland from Cavs. Last year the potential was there, but nobody was like, this guy is gonna be an all-star or anything yet. And this year he came out of the gates. Cavs team been really successful this year. Probably a lot of credit goes to him. He was an all-star this year, so I think he should deserve most improved player.
No, yeah, I have DeJounte Murray. Kind of that same reason. He wasn't really that forced last year. Now he's stepped into a huge role for the Spurs and, made his first ever all-star game this year. So I think most improved. A lot of people have John Morant. How can John Morant win most improved when he was the 2nd overall pick? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't in the same position as Darius Garland and these other, because he was literally picked in between Zion and RJ Barrett. He had high expectations going in no matter what.
And even like that one year they tried to get Luka too. Luka was probably most improved because he went from 20 points a game to 28.
Yeah.
Which is, we knew Luka is amazing.
Exactly. We knew what John Morant was capable of.
Yeah. There was definitely that potential there.
And then couch potato. Let's talk about it, baby.
Give me your 3 guys first.
All right, man. I got my power rankings. I got my top 3 picks right here. Number 3, Russell Westbrook. I think this goes without saying. He might be too big to give him the award because, I mean, he's NBA 75th, blah, 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 MVP, blah, blah, blah. But he's not even playing good right now. He's the reason the Lakers aren't doing good. He gets benched late in the game. So, yeah. Number 2, first ever candidate that's not a player, Tom Thibodeau. I got Tom Thibodeau as couch potato of the year.
That's a good one, man.
The Knicks have not been playing well of lately. They traded for Cam Reddish, who players love to rave about how good he is, how good he was in college, how Anthony Edwards came on and said, he's the hardest player I ever had to guard, and he doesn't even play. You traded him and you don't even play him. So Tom Thibodeau right there. A lot of people are fed up with him in New York. And number 1 is obviously stay in New York. So Kemba Walker, they're paying him money not to play. I think this is obvious number 1 couch potato. I think most people, it's kind of like the Al Horford thing last year. He's getting paid not to play. And I think that's very tough, especially when you signed him last year to be a huge aspect on the Knicks. Saw what they did last year, the playoff run, kind of the whole Knicks versus Trae Young thing. You brought in a point guard to play against Trae Young, and so that doesn't happen again. And
now you're paying him not to play.
Exactly. So I have Kemba Walker 1, but yeah, that would be my top 3 couch potatoes power rankings.
I had number 3, your guy, Russell Westbrook, man. Damn, that was my only one coming in. So I'm thinking like he's averaging 18 a game this year.
Right.
It's one of his worst averages is his whole career. And just looking at his body language, everything going on about him, you could say he's the number 1 reason the Lakers are where they're at right now. Just his play, it's just bad aroma for the Lakers. Right. But another guy I was thinking of just right now, and this probably be the first time a player will win an award or be up for an award for one play, Deandre Jordan. Hey, he threw the ball right out of bounds, one of the worst passes I've ever seen. And he got cut the next day.
We might have to put a rule on this, though. Like, if you get cut, I think you might be out of conversation for it. When you get cut,
he's on another team now.
He's on another team, but I think we might have to add that rule. I think if you get cut, then you kind of I think that might be a little too obvious. He got cut after that. So
literally by the rules, couch potato of the year award. He's on the couch. He was on the couch.
He's on the couch. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You might have to add a rule in that. It's not that. I like that though, but he just did get cut like last week. So I don't know. We might have to add a rule in it.
You know how bad you have to be to get cut from this Lakers team that's playing right now.
And they picked up DJ Augustine. So you got to raise that DJ Augustine. I do, but you got
when he played for the Bulls.
Exactly, but that was like 10 years ago. So it's not even the same.
Yeah.
And then you got Kemba number 1.
Yeah, Kemba was my obvious choice, but it's just a lot of guys are playing good this year. There's no really. Yeah,
right. And mine going into the year was Tobias Harris. I think
You could still say him. I was thinking of him right now too, of how he's been playing recently. He had 6 points in one game.
He had like 2 points last night.
We could say Ben Simmons too, because he's literally on the couch too.
Right, but he hasn't had a single stat yet.
And we're not gonna come on here and make jokes about mental health. That's a real serious topic. You're not gonna.
Oh my God! We're not gonna come on here and make jokes about back soreness. We know how sore backs could be.
Right? Hey, you ever had a sore back? That shit
hurt. So yeah, that's all we got for couch potato. We might need to make this like a thing throughout the year. Maybe just rank them throughout the year.
We can do this literally for every sport, honestly.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with a different name because I think couch potato is good for NBA. Now let's get into Los Angeles Lakers. They got 30-piece the other night by the Pelicans. They were getting blown out by 20 the other night by the Mavericks. Came back, almost won that game. But then again, Luka came in, went on like a 10-0 run.
He was going in on LeBron too.
Crazy, yeah. And LeBron, you see that clip of LeBron where he was posting up this one dude that shot the ball and he didn't even go for the rebound.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's kind of the year the Lakers are having, man. Do you even think the Lakers are gonna make the playoffs? And when we say playoffs, that doesn't count as a play-in, meaning the playoffs.
Now, seeing as the other bottom teams that are in the same position as the Lakers, are bad. Like the Lakers are bad, but the other teams are bad too. Like what other team is going to make it in? The Pelicans, Sacramento, Spurs, those kind of teams. I think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs, but it's going to be an early exit.
Yeah,
unless I could see them beating the Grizzlies. So I could see them if the Grizzlies get the second spot and the Lakers somehow getting the 7th seed. I could see them beating the Grizzlies.
Who's guarding John Morant?
Avery Bradley looking at it. Nah, just seeing how the Lakers right now is an old-ass team, but they're built for the playoffs. I could see them coming in against a younger team that is, having success, coming in the playoffs, second rodeo for this. Some of the players, they're new to the playoffs, and the Lakers team have so many all-stars, Hall of Famers that they do this shit in the playoffs. So it would be a lot different, and there's more rest for the older players too.
Yeah.
A lot of things to figure out. I don't think they beat the Suns or the Warriors, though.
No. And the plan, they got to play, if 9 plays 10 right now, they have to play the Pelicans. And I think the Pelicans have been playing good, man. With the addition of CJ.
One game? You talking about one game? Anything can happen?
Hey, got CJ McCollum playing good. Brandon Ingram playing good against his old team. And the team that just beat the Lakers by 30. Hey, if the Clippers get Paul George back like they should in time, I think that's how the timeline works. If he comes back for playoff time.
Oh, dude, no, though, like imagine a Clippers versus Lakers to see who gets like in the playoffs kind of thing.
I don't think they beat the Timberwolves though. I think Timberwolves give them that business, man. Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards.
Beverly gonna be acting like an animal.
Right. So I don't think the Lakers even make the playoffs at this point, man. It's sad. It's crazy to think about. Just so many people had the 360, trio doing well, and now they're gonna trade Westbrook after the year. But who wants Westbrook at this point?
It's so disappointing because like I remember when the Westbrook trade came out, I was like, this team is going to be really good, but then just the disappointment they've been this year, and then they're already talking about Westbrook wants to part ways. They want to part ways with Westbrook. When is Anthony Davis going to come back? It's just
a lot of stuff.
I feel bad for LeBron.
I think they got an interesting offseason. They can go a lot of different directions here. I've seen a lot of people talking about trading LeBron. That's just unrealistic. They're not trading the best player in basketball. They're not trading one of the best players in basketball. Why would they trade LeBron James?
Yeah, let's do that before we trade Russell.
Yeah, right. Like if they trade Russell, I don't know who they get out of Russell. I've seen a lot of John Wall, different things like that.
I think that's an upgrade, though. John Wall for Russell Westbrook.
I think anything's an upgrade, but you just got to be.
Kemba Walker.
You need some assets though. Kemba Walker's gonna be cheap, so you might have to do that. They don't have a lot of assets for that. But yeah, now let's get into the last football thing. I haven't talked football this whole time yet. So let's get into Kyler Murray. Came out with this post on Instagram and Twitter from his agent, and nobody honestly read it.
Shit was too long.
Shit was way too small, like the font, just like Kyler Murray's height anyway. But in the post, it was talking a lot about what can the Cardinals do for me. He's talking about wanting an extension, and I need more weapons around me, all this and that. And I think Kyler Murray is tripping right now. Like the Cardinals haven't done what? They haven't brought enough weapons around you. Yeah, I think about it. For a second round pick, traded Hopkins for a second round pick. They brought in Zach Ertz this year. They brought in James Conner, who had 19 touchdowns in 16 games. And now there's stuff Kyler Murray, can do that other quarterbacks can't do. And I think that's a great thing. But to say that he doesn't have enough weapons, I think is just blasphemy, man. And they brought in a healthy AJ Green, who was playing good this year.
AJ Green played very good for being an older receiver.
Wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3.
Christian Kirk, they were deep at receiver.
Exactly, and and Kyler Murray wants an extension before he's eligible. He doesn't even want a playoff game yet. What has he done?
And his team was good this year.
Exactly.
But you think about it, like bearing injury, like if he doesn't get injured, he was looking like the MVP of the NFL, and that probably set him back a little. But like before that injury, he was hooping. But it just comes down to like you really gotta do shit for that extension. You really gotta be a proven player. Like Lamar Jackson, I think he deserves that extension.
Lamar still hasn't had his extension yet.
He is somebody that need to be saying that same shit because he's took his team to the playoffs every year, MVP winner already. Like Lamar Jackson has been winning.
But the Ravens will do that though. Lamar doesn't need to come out with the post talking about it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's not out of his character.
Right,
too.
exactly. And I got bored the other day, and I decided to rank all 32 quarterbacks. Guess where I had Kyler Murray?
Where?
11. I didn't have Kyler Murray in my top 10. You want me to name off my top 10?
Let's hear it.
All right, I got 1, Patrick Mahomes. Got 2, Aaron Rodgers. 3, Josh Allen. 4, Joe Burrow. 5, Justin Herbert. 6, Russell Wilson. 7, Lamar Jackson. 8, Matthew Stafford. 9, Dak Prescott. 10, Derek Carr. Then I had 11, and then I had 11, Kyler Murray.
I wouldn't put Dak Prescott over Kyler Murray though.
I think there's an argument to be made for that though.
I think there is too. And another thing is he could be a little further. You think about Deshaun Watson, and without the allegations, Deshaun Watson is definitely better than Kyler Murray.
Deshaun Watson could be there. You know, there's some other quarterbacks kind of iffy in there.
Jalen Hurts? Nah.
Ryan Tannehill in there.
Uh-huh.
Is Jameis Winston in there? Is Mac Jones in there? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Justin Fields with a really good offensive system.
Trey Lance?
We're talking.
We've seen Trey Lance practice film. He's got to be top 5 quarterback, right?
Tua with Mike McDaniel, that might be better than Kyler Murray.
Davis Mills with a good team might be ahead of Kyler Murray.
Now we're overstaying.
Oh, but you didn't overstay it with Tua Tagovailoa.
Maybe a little. I don't know. Mike McDaniel, he's been selling me with these interviews.
No, yeah, he's very funny. He's funny. I just love how he did his internship, like with the Broncos, and his cover letter was like Excel. Like he did it through Excel.
You see how tiny he is too?
He's never played football
before. He's really small.
He's never played football before. Did you know that? Damn.
It's crazy because how are like NFL players like gonna like listen to him, you know what I mean, or buy into him? I mean, he did it with the 49ers, but I'm just saying, like, imagine if he tried to do some Urban Meyer shit and was kicking people and shit.
Nah, yeah, I don't think he'll do that though. I don't think you compare him to Urban Meyer. I think that's a little far-fetched.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't be comparing anybody to Urban Meyer. That's like that's bad, man. That's like I don't even know how to describe that. That's like comparing somebody to Ted Bundy. Like that's like the same thing.
Are we comparing Urban Meyer to Ted Bundy then?
Might have to. I mean, he's racist. He was kicking people. You know, he's not a good person.
Yeah, I see where you're getting from. That Trayvon Martin thing too was crazy.
Yeah, that was a little crazy. But that's all we got. What you got for closing remarks?
Now so Drake apparently was dating Amari Bailey's mother. But now Drake lost his ex-girl to John Morant. And John Morant is 20. What is he, 23?
He's gotta be younger than that. He's gotta be like 22.
He's gotta be younger than that. And Amari Bailey, he's 19 or 18.
Shoot. I didn't even think of that.
How big is that age difference? She's 42, I think. And then John
Morant's 22, born in 99.
I just pray John Moran don't mess up his thing he got going on.
Monty Bailey's 18, born in 2004. So they're 5 years apart.
And that's gonna be his stepfather. No, I've been seeing some shit like John Moran, his new stepfather. It's like 20-something.
That's like John Morant was in 5th grade. And Amari Bailey was in kindergarten. right?
Dude, but isn't it crazy though? Like this guy's mother was just dating Drake, and now she's talking to John Moran. And
yeah,
it's just
that's
like,
a little crazy.
Like how does her son be feeling? I know he
yeah,
weird.
because I know he in the Xbox group chats, he be getting flamed. He be, that's why your mom was with Drake. That's why your mom was with John Moran. But that's not like, you can't get flamed by that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Is it a flex though?
is it a yeah?
I don't think it's a flex.
I don't think it's a flex. I don't think it's not a flex, but you can't get like really cooked. You can be like, bro, my mom's with Drake. You know, like yeah, you know, it's not like a flex, but at the same time, it's not like you can't be cooking. You know,
yeah,
I'm torn because the 5-year gap is kind of throwing me off.
And like, are you cool with John Moran? You're like, yo, what's up, John? You know,
Yeah,
after you come out of your mom's room, like, what's up, John? You dabbing him up, like, I don't know.
Is there an update on where he's going to school?
I think UCLA.
He committed.
I think so. I'm not positive on that though.
All right, let's see.
He need to go to Michigan. Yeah. You know, Michigan fight hard. They give people, you know, Juwan Howard. That's my guy.
From LA. Why would he go to Michigan? Class of 2022 is about to graduate. He's signed to UCLA, so he could be in the league 2 years.
And he's actually really good too.
No, he is. Yeah, so he can be in the league in 2 years and go up against John Morant. What is that, father-son going up against each other?
Yeah, hey, it's not Bronny and LeBron. It's John Moran and Amari Bailey.
That is insane, man. I can't believe that's 5 years. Like I'm starstruck right now. Not even starstruck. I'm glad I'm at a loss for words. If my stepdad was 5 years older than me, there'd be like he tells me something. I'm like, bro.
But it is kind of crazy though, because it's the woman in this. Like usually your stepmom. Or like, you know, like the cases where like a guy marries a very young woman who's like the same age as his children kind of thing. Yeah. It's kind of like that, but it's I feel like it's even weirder though. Because it's not as normal. I think
it is weirder. What is the age to like rent a car? Don't you be like 25?
I think so.
So
John Morant can't even rent a car.
John Morant and Amari Bailey can't even rent a car.
So if they go on a little stepfather little bonding trip, the mom has to get the car.
That is so weird. But my closing remark, it was John Morant related. Actually, it was the Knicks should have picked, or the Knicks wish they had the second pick to get John Morant. Imagine if John Morant went to the Knicks and kind of had the same impact kind of thing.
Knicks fans would be losing it.
Yes, because the Knicks would be actually good. But RJ Barrett's been playing good, don't get me wrong. But if they had the option to get John Morant, that'd be so much better. But Zion's looking like a Kevin Durant, Greg Oden kind of pick right now.
Sad to see, too.
Definitely sad to see.
When he was playing on the court, he's easily one of the top 10 best players in the NBA.
Dude,
it's sad to see, man.
How could you watch Zion high school highlights and Duke highlights and say he's not the first overall pick? Like, how could you sit there, the Pelicans, be like, yeah, let's draft John Morant? Everybody's gonna be saying that for forever and be like, they messed up, blah blah blah. How could you say that though?
And even with them drafting him when he was playing. John Morant won Rookie of the Year, but there was still talks of him still winning Rookie of the Year, even though he played like 30 games.
Exactly, and he had some of the best seasons per 36 like NBA history.
He was breaking. Was it Will Chamberlain records or somebody's records?
Somebody's records.
Yeah, somebody's records. Like with the most points scored in like the first 30 games or something like that. Because he was hooping.
He was hooping, man. I hate to cut this conversation off having a good conversation right now, but that's all we got for you guys today. Make sure to stay tuned for more news of Six Man Blitz by following our social media at Six Man Blitz, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, posting more on there. Of course, posting our memes on there on Instagram, posting our clips on TikTok, posting our clips also on YouTube Shorts. So definitely go check it out. They've been doing decent on TikTok, like 200, 300 views. So getting some more followers on there. We passed the 10K mark for likes, not followers. About that 6K followers. So that's good. Hopefully we get some more soon. And then make sure to subscribe to Six Man Blitz, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. The boys are on there, man. Make sure to give us a follow, subscribe, like our videos, tell a friend about us, 5-star rating, Apple Podcast, Spotify. But that's all we got. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.